Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're finishing up the last 4 blocks of our mystery block of the month, our mystery star blocks. So I'm going to do 2 in this video, and then I'll do another video that has 2. And my lighting, just hang on, let me see if I can fix that. There, that's a little bit better, maybe. Anyway, so we're going to do 2 in this video and 2 in the next video. Now, I'm not doing the star legs for these. You guys know how to do those by now. If you're new here and don't know what we're doing, we are doing a star block of the month, just like this right here. And every month we're doing a different insert, and then we add star legs to it to get our star block. So it's a sampler of sorts. If you need the directions for the star legs and the sizes, those will be all in the very first video in this playlist. I go over that very first thing so you know. And then every month the star legs are the same, but the insert is different. We've already done 20 blocks already. I've got 16 of mine up on the wall fixing. I really need to get them all put together. I was waiting to get some more of the black fabric so I could finish the borders. But yeah, so we're doing 4 additional blocks in case you wanted to make your quilt a little bit bigger, or maybe do a bed runner or a table runner or pillows or whatever. So in this video, we're going to do the friendship star and the victory block. Both of them are pretty easy. They're just really small compared to probably what you've done before. Now it's hard to see because of her contrast on there, but this is the friendship star. Super simple block. So you'll need 2 colors. You're going to need a background and a main color. They just need to be contrasting. And from each fabric, you're going to cut 4 3-inch squares. And also for the center, whatever color you want your star to be, for that very center block right there, you're going to cut 1 2.5-inch square. So I'm using this yellow and blue for mine. Now we're going to be making half square triangles. So I went ahead and drew a line on the back of my lighter squares because we're going to need 8 half square triangles for this block. So let's get to sewing. Okay, so we're just going to make half square triangles. So I've got my drawn line. This is a batik, so there's no right or wrong, but you would draw the line on the wrong side of your fabric. Place them right sides together. And we're going to stitch on both sides of that line 1/4 inch away. So we'll do that right quick. Turn it around and go down the other side. I think I need to, I was paper piecing and I was like, why is my stitch length so small? Because I was paper piecing and you use a much smaller stitch length. There we go, that's much better. Take forever to sew them up. So that is what you're going to have. Alright, so we're just going to trim these down the center right on the line that we drew. And then we are going to trim these down to 2.5 inches. Now I'm going to press mine open first and then trim using a block lock ruler. But if you like to trim before you open these up, you can do that as well. Just whatever method that you like to use. Try not to stretch them because it is going to be on the bias. So I'll get these. I've already done the other one, so I'm just going to go ahead and do these with you guys. These last 2. You will need a total of 8 2.5-inch half square triangles. And be sure to trim off all the little dog ears and stuff too, because you want to try to reduce as much bulk as you can. Especially since this is such a small block. You know, any little bit of extra bulk is just needs to be out of there. So, all right, let's do this last one. I love these block lock rulers. They come in 3 different sizes, and this is the 2.5-inch size, and so it's perfect to just square all the way around it. So there we go. There's that. My trash. All right. So we should have 8 of these. So now it's just in the layout. So you're going to get your center square. Let's see if you guys can see good. So you got your center square there. And let's see, this goes up. And the way I do this is the dark color. I'll start with one, and I just know it needs to rotate. The point of it needs to rotate the same way all the way around. And it just makes a circle. just like that. And then these ones are going to point down to the outside, up and to the outside, and up and away, up and away. There we go, up and away. Okay, and there's your friendship star. These are super easy stars. They're really great in bigger blocks to make a whole quilt out of. They go really fast. If you need a fast quilt, this is the way to do it. So now we've just got a 9 patch essentially. So we'll just sew it together. I'll sew these two, these two, these two, and then add the other ones and sew the rows. Okay, so I brought it all up to my sewing machine, and I'm just going to flip these over, and I'm going to sew them and chain stitch these. That way nothing gets turned or turned around on me or mixed up. If I leave it hooked together, I know what order they're supposed to go in, because I am very anglely challenged and I am very notorious for getting blocks turned around, and I hate unpicking anything. So sew a 1/4 of an inch seam, and these are very tiny blocks, so be sure your 1/4 of an inch is pretty accurate. It's going to show, the smaller the block, the more it shows, and less forgiving that your seam allowance can be. Okay, so then I'm going to pull these over here and just open them up and add the very next one. And it looks like my seams are going to nest right here on the half square triangles. So I'll open this one up, and that one goes on there like that. I love friendship stars. You could do them in different colors. They're so easy, and they're great for a beginner project if you're just starting to quilt. You know, you can make them in any size. Lots of free patterns online to get your sizes. The main thing is all your squares need to be the same size. So if you wanted to do a 12-inch friendship star, your block should be 3.5 inch, all of them. I believe it is it 4.5. No, it'd be 4.5 inch. I'm sorry, for a 12-inch block. Okay, so back to this. So I'm going to press these seams to the outside on this top, and then to the inside on this bottom one, on the middle one. And I'm just finger pressing for right now, and then to the outside here. Okay, and then we just flip this over. Everything should nest up and be the same size, and it should go together beautifully. Just make sure it's all lined up. Seams are all nesting. Okay, and then I'm just going to finger press that open, and then this way. Oh, it's so cute. It's so small. It's so cute. I don't really do teeny blocks. I'm just not into them. Oh, let me backstitch. There we go. I didn't get all the way to the edge on that. But some of these are they're like miniature, and they're just so stinking cute. Okay, lined up. Okie dokie. All done. Press that open. Oh, how cute is that? So that's our little friendship star. Adorable. Let me get it pressed out. Okay, so I'm going to press from the back first, just so I can make sure all these are going the way I want. And then I will come in from the top. Now this block should measure 6.5. I did not bring my ruler again to measure it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be right, because it looks like it all came together really, really well. So yeah, so there it is. The friendship star. Isn't that cute? Super cute. Like I said, I'm not going to put the star legs on right now because I just want to get these videos finished up in case you need to finish your quilt up and get it finished up. Y'all know how to do the star legs by now. We've done it for 18 different times on video. All right, so that was block 21. Block 22 is called the victory block. And she has a little bit of a history here on this. It said this block is simple but has an interesting history. It was first published in the April of 1942, just a few months after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. So anyway, that's it. So it's essentially 2 flying geese sewn together. But we're going to do it making half square triangles. So You can do them either way. So yeah, so you're going to need 2 fabrics for this block. You're going to need 2 4-inch squares cut from each fabric, which I have here. I'm using that as a background, and the blue is the dark. I've drawn a line on the back of my lights because we're going to be making 4 half square triangles again. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're just going to put, whoops, get these apart. We're just going to put right sides together like this, and sew on and stitch on each side of the drawn line 1/4 inch away from the line. Easy peasy. All right, here we go. You can chain piece these. I'm just doing this for demonstration on the video. Turn it around and go down the other side. Okie dokie. So let's get these cut apart and trimmed up. Okay, so we're just going to trim these right down the center line that we drew. Right on the center line that we drew. To give us 4 half square triangles. Alright, and then I'm going to press mine open before I trim them down because I use the block lock and they have to be open to do that. But if you prefer trimming it another way or have another method, by all means do what works for you. So I'm just going to press these open. Try not to stretch anything. Oh, these almost look like 2 different colors the way that's... Those all came out of the same fabric. It's 2 different blues. That's weird. It's batik, so sometimes the batiks do that. Okay, so now we're going to trim these down to 3.5 inches. And again, I'm going to be using a block lock ruler. Just be sure you get your little dog ears and everything off. So I'm going to have to trim both sides of this. Okie dokie, there's one. I'm going to trim one more with you on camera, and then I will do the other off camera. I've seen people that could sew these half square triangles, and then when they press them open, they come out and they're almost perfectly square. Mine are rarely perfectly square on all sides. It's weird. I don't know if it's the way I sew or... Okay, so we're going to trim these down. My phone had messed up and I couldn't remember where I left off. We're going to trim these down to 3.5 inches square on both sides. Just like that. Trim all 4 of those down. Okay, and from here it's just pretty simple. We're just making flying geese, so you can decide whether you want your colors, your dark in the center, or if you want it the other way. If you want, wait a minute, there we go. If you want your dark on the outside. I think I'm going to put my darks to the center. So we're going to stitch it together like a 4-patch at this point. Super easy. So just pull these over and 1/4 inch seam all the way down. I'm just going to chain piece these through. You may have to flip your seams one way or another to get them to match on your half square triangles. And that's it. And then open these up. I'm going to press one seam one way and the other way so that they match. And you want them both pointing the same direction. And stitch these together. So just make sure they're all lined up. Your seams are going where you want them. And voila, there is our block. So let's get this pressed. Okay, so I'm going to start from the back and press this the way I want it to go. Make sure everything's laying where I want it. Flip it over. Now this block again should measure 6.5 inches unfinished or 6 inches finished, however you want to say it. But yeah, there is our victory block. Okay, so there it is. victory block. So I'm not going to add the star legs on this, like I said, because I'm not adding these to my quilt. I'm going to do something else with them. But yeah, so there's 21 and 22. So I will try to get 23 and 24, which will be the very final in this series. Done probably this coming week, maybe this weekend, maybe today. I'm not sure whenever I'll get it uploaded, but I'll get it done. Yeah, this has been fun. So this is part of mine. Like I said, I still got to get it put together. And Peggy's Quilting Group on Facebook. If you want to join us over there, we post all of our blocks and just have a little fun over there and stuff, and post what we're doing and working on. Pretty laid back group. A lot of good ladies in there. A lot of very experienced ladies in there. And Peggy is already gearing up for next year. So we got something special on board to do for next year. Also, hopefully you guys like it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. So we'll reveal that in January, but we do have projects in mind for next year. So be ready for that. And yeah, that's it. So hopefully you guys have a great day, and I can't wait to see all your quilts. Post them over in Peggy's Quilting Group. We would love to see them as you get them finished. And yeah, so I'll see you for the next video. Have a great day, guys.